Hello. I hope you're ready, because this story is one you'll never forget. It's about a man a bank made feel invisible, but by the end, the same bank was begging for his attention. Let's jump right in. James Shiver walked into Trustcorp Bank, thinking today was going to be simple. He had done everything right. His loan was solid, his paperwork perfect, and the numbers made sense. He was ready to sign, ready to move forward. But from the moment he stepped in, something felt off. He checked in at the front desk, but the receptionist barely looked at him. He sat down. Other people came in after him, checked in, and got called almost right away. One by one, they went into offices, handled their business and left. Yet, James sat there watching. Minutes turned to hours, yet nobody called his name. People around him kept moving. The staff laughed, made phone calls, walked past him like he wasn't even sitting there. A man he recognized from earlier walked in, got a smile and a handshake, and was led straight inside, but James stayed seated with his loan documents tight in his hand. He got up twice to ask the receptionist if his meeting was soon. Each time she gave the same short answer, "We're really busy today." No apology, no explanation, just those cold words. He sat back down, feeling smaller with every passing minute. It didn't make sense. His appointment was set. His business was just as important as anyone else's, but in that room, it felt like he didn't matter. Every time the door opened and someone's name was called, James felt a strange kind of sting. It wasn't just waiting, it was being invisible. It was the way they made him feel, like he wasn't important enough to be seen or heard, like he didn't belong. And still, he waited. By the third hour, the place started to empty. The same staff that ignored him were now moving slower, as if the day was done. James was the only one left in the waiting room. It wasn't an accident, neither was it a mistake. They chose to leave him there, while life went on around him. He stood up one more time, walked towards the office he was meant to be in 3 hours ago. This time, no one stopped him. He opened the door and stepped inside. Inside, the manager sat behind a desk, typing on a computer, pretending to be busy. James stood there, waiting for the man to look up. When he finally did, his face was blank, like he didn't even remember James had an appointment. The manager gave a short excuse, "We're just really busy today." It was the same cold line James had heard all afternoon. James didn't argue. He placed his documents on the desk, but the manager barely glanced at them, as if nothing James brought in would matter. He told James the loan might need more review, that there were delays, that maybe he should check back next week. It was the same quiet push-off dressed up as business talk. And that's when something happened. The door behind James opened, and a group of men in sharp suits walked in. The kind of people you recognize even if you've never met them, executives from the top floor. James saw the manager's face change in a second. The fake calm disappeared, and now there was panic. One of the executives stepped forward and looked straight at James. He smiled, shook his hand, and greeted him by name. "James Shiver, we've been waiting to meet you." The room went quiet on the spot. The same people who had ignored James for hours, the ones who made him wait, now saw someone the top men respected. The manager's hands started to shake. His voice cracked when he spoke, calling James sir now. The loan they had been delaying was suddenly a priority. Everything they told him wasn't possible was now being rushed, papers being gathered, deals being made. Staff who never saw him before now wanted to help. The same receptionist who made him wait outside was now offering him coffee, smiling like nothing had happened. James stood still, watching the shift, the sudden change in how they treated him. They didn't see a problem until someone above them did. It wasn't just business. It was the way people show you what they really think, when they believe no one important is watching. James didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. The executives made it clear. They spoke about how valuable James was to future projects, about the deals he had helped land, about how his work would shape what came next for the company. The manager, who once dismissed James, now looked like he was standing on thin ice. Every staff member in that room realized what they'd done. The way they had treated James wasn't forgotten. It was written all over their faces now: embarrassment, guilt, and fear. James finished his paperwork with the executives watching. The manager, the same man who made him wait 3 hours, now scrambled to make sure everything was perfect. Not a single mistake, not a single delay. James noticed the difference in every small detail. The sudden care in the manager's voice, the way staff rushed to answer every question, how the receptionist now called him Mr. Shiver. But James wasn't interested in their fake kindness. He didn't need their empty smiles. When the paperwork was done, one of the executives asked if there was anything else they could do for him. James looked around the room and saw the manager still sweating, the receptionist standing awkwardly, and the staff watching from a distance. James told them no, he was fine. He turned and left without another word. For James, it wasn't just about the loan, but was about respect. About being seen, being treated like a person before someone told them to. This wasn't a happy ending. It wasn't about revenge, but was a quiet kind of justice. One that leaves people sitting with the memory of their own behavior. Have you ever been ignored until someone important showed up? Tell us in the comments. Like this video, subscribe and share this with someone who knows what that feels like.